spa webinar panel. We have a great group of spa directors and experts, and I'm already feeling that massage right now. I already asked them for a virtual massage.
That's
right
the
now.
relaxation star.
I'd like to thank our partners at the Greater Miami Convention and Visitors Bureau, as well as FIU Chaplain School of Hospitality Management. You've been very instrumental all the time, before the virus, during the virus, and really appreciate everything that you're doing for us. And I'd like to also acknowledge one of our Allied Upgrade members, Boca Terry, who is offering a special summer reopening promotion for every $250 in products purchased, receive a pack of 50 masks. You can mix bathrobes, towels, slippers, anything from two catalogs to reach $250. And the promotion is good through August 30th. And I'm happy, we'll also promote this to all of our attendees and our panelists. So I'm very excited. We should have Boca. We were talking about, we should have had robes on.
Yeah, next time.
Next time, right? Now I'd like to introduce my dear friend. Oh my gosh, it's been, we've known each other so long. Co-moderator, Maritza Contreras, founder of Calma Spas. And just want to share a little tidbit about Maritza and I, and our relationship is we worked together, oh my gosh, how many years ago was this? With a citizenship program called the New American Workforce, where we promoted citizenship in the workplace. And we had it was a very successful program. We do intend to bring it back, obviously, and do it virtually. And Maritza was the first employee, right, to become a citizen with this program. So delighted. It was a very emotional, we were in Washington together, remember? And
oh my God,
I mean, yes. It was, it's just great to see you and see how you've grown up, right? And your kids and your husband and all that. So it's just so much fun to be together again.
I was the guinea pig of the whole process, and it was just a pleasure. I felt really honored to be in the White House, but in Capitol Hill.
Exactly. Thank you. So at this time, I'm going to call on our panelists, and I'm going to start with the first question, and then I'll call you by name, and just feel free to, you know what to do. Have fun, talk, and you know, all that stuff. So the first question is to share with us how you got started in this wonderful spa and wellness industry. Agustina.
Okay, namaste. Hello, everyone. So we just have 1 hour, no?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll make the long story short. I started in the spa industry really when I was a baby almost, because I come from a family of yogis. So my grandparents were teaching me yoga, pranayama, and breathing techniques that are very powerful. So at the age of 12, I started to have experiences with energies and already started to do healing. And at the age of 28, like many, many years ago, I went to Brazil. I went to live to Brazil, and there I started with pranic healing. Pranic healing is a technique that uses prana, or life force, in order to heal or accelerate the healing of our mental, emotional, and physical bodies. I drew this Master Choakotsu. I did that in my quarantine. So that is one of my highlights of the quarantine. And once I was channeling all this energy and knew what to do with energies and not the energies taking me, the doors opened for the spa in Brazil. So I started at Casas Brancas, that is an amazing hotel boutique in Búzios. There I started as a massage therapist, healer, yoga instructor, meditation. And that's where I started like my real professional way in the industry. Then of course, I went to Buenos Aires in a hotel that I directed for 11 years. And I am now for 3 years here in Miami. So that's the long story short.
Well, thank you so much for sharing, Agustina.
That was wonderful. Chauncey Bryan, Director of Spa and Fitness at the Biltmore Hotel. How are you, Chauncey?
Good morning, everyone. That was a beautiful story, Augustina. I began very young having facials. And when I was in school for psychology, I took a break and went to massage therapy school. And once I moved to Florida in the early 2000s, my first spa job was working at the Boca Raton Resort and Club. And I said I was gonna move to Florida and give it a year. And it's been about 18 years now that I've stayed in this industry. So that's where it all began.
That's a beautiful story. I think we all start like, let's give it a year, let's give it a try, and then we fall in love
Give
with
it a try and see what happens. And then the universe has its plan, and we just have to sit back and be patient and let it unfold.
it. Thank you so much for sharing, Chelsea.
You all are so mellow. You're so much more mellow than the director of sales and marketing panel I had.
They're quite now.
And now it gives me great pleasure to introduce Vivian Garcia Tuñon, and she's the principal of Wonderflower. And Vivian and I have a little history. I kind of jumped in right before she was getting married at the Mandarin Oriental. Our friend, the director of catering, asked me if I could help out with the wedding. So I actually helped. I didn't have to do all the pre-planning, but I worked the wedding, and it was a beautiful wedding, and it's just wonderful to see you again, Vivian.
Nice to see you too, Wendy. It was amazing to have you there that day. I actually started my spa career from a fitness and nutrition background. I'm a nutritionist by trade. That's why I went to school for. And then afterwards, I did get my massage therapy license. I started my career with the Biltmore and Mandarin Oriental for 5 years. But I really came to take a hold of the spa industry, working as a senior VP for Spa International and doing most of the openings for Peninsula, one and only. Then in 2013, I started on my own, and I really specialized in pre-opening, development, design, training, opening. And if there's a chance with the traveling, I hopefully will be opening my 42nd spa and wellness center in Connecticut, October 5th.
Wow, that's so amazing. So proud of you, Vivi.
That's exciting. Wow.
So excited.
We could always go visit too.
Maybe we should do like a road trip.
There's an RV from Miami to Connecticut to get me there, but I will be there. It's very hard to do pre-opening virtually. You really have to be there.
Yeah, it is.
And it's so good to see, you're all dear friends. Charlotte Prescott, Director of Spa and Fitness at Fisher Island Club. Great to see you, Charlotte.
Hi, Charlotte.
Hi, Shaughnessy. It's so nice to see so many old friends and be on this panel with this amazing group. A little bit like Augustina, I grew up literally in the spa world. So my mom and my aunt and my grandmother were all hairdressers. My mom was also an esthetician. But despite that, I didn't have the plans to go into the spa industry. It was kind of by chance. I had many summer jobs from college, working on cruise ships and working spa front desk jobs, but I hadn't intended to make a career of it. But I did have an opportunity out of college to work for a company that took me overseas and in the med spa world, which was really exciting. It was enough of a bite to know that I really did want to make a career out of it. So I worked in Spain, I worked in London for a couple of years, and then when I moved back to the States, I chose Miami as home because Miami is so international and a wonderful place to plant those roots after being overseas. And really I've been in the spa industry ever since. I've been very fortunate to work for some amazing organizations. I was able to open up Canyon Ranch on Miami Beach. I was with the Biltmore for a little over 5 years. And so I feel really blessed and again, grateful to be with this group today.
Thank you so much, Charlotte. It's a beautiful story.
I didn't know all that, Charlotte. That's really interesting about your mom and everything.
Yeah, I was about to say the same.
Cool. We're going to do a radio show, Maritza.
Yeah, that's it.
And now I'd like to introduce Elena Stavia. I hope I'm pronouncing your last name correctly. I forgot to ask you that. Director of Spa One Hotel South Beach.
Yes, that was very close, Stavnyak, but good job. So my career, and I have a hotel and management background. So when I moved to Miami after graduating in 2003, looking for a job, my first job happened to be in the spa with the Ritz-Carlton as the administrative assistant. Going into that job, I didn't know much about the spa. And I'm like, okay, the spa, what I have seen it is like one big beauty salon. I'm like, I'll stay 6 months until I'm eligible to transfer, and then I'll go to the rooms division. Fast forward 17 years later, here I am. So I was with the Ritz-Carlton, like many of us, started as the administrative assistant, going into the group sales, then into management. I was with the Ritz-Carlton for 10 years, different various. I worked for Key Biscayne and South Beach here in Miami, Fort Lauderdale, ended up in St. Thomas, opened up the first Edition spa in the world in Istanbul, Turkey, came back here and wanted to park myself just like Charlotte did in Miami. So then I was with the Viceroy for 3 years, and then now I've been with One Hotels actually almost 4 years. Opened the first spa for One Hotels, and which is our South Beach property. I'm also involved in some of our future projects. I was just in January opening One Hotel spa in China, and we have many more coming in the next few years. I mean, it's just passion for the spa industry has been always there, and I think it's a great community. And during the stay home, you know, I took this opportunity, and we also co-founded with a bunch of good group of experienced spa director. We founded the Southeast Spa Wellness Association as well. So we've been busy all around.
That's right. One busy person. Very proud of the work that you have been doing, the collaboration that you have created. But we'll share that later so that you can tell us all about it.
So now we're going to talk about our, you know, with the hotels opening, you know, most are open, some are not open yet, but how are your employees doing? Tell us about the COVID-19 guidelines to protect your employees.
No, we forget about Tammy.
Oh,
Yeah,
Tammy.
I mean,
Oh my gosh, I'm so
Tammy's
sorry.
not
You know
all
what? I was getting so mellow, I think.
Don't
Tammy,
worry.
I'm so sorry.
no
Tammy.
worries.
So Tammy Bahal, VP of Spa and Wellness, Carillon Miami Wellness Resort. And Tammy and I just met on with Steve Atkins a few weeks ago, right? We on a meeting call, and I'm like, oh, I want to get to know Tammy. And then she sent us all this beautiful presentation of the spa. So sorry about that.
No worries. No worries. Well,
Thank
like
you,
most of the ladies on the call today, I graduated from Penn State. I didn't know what I was going to grow up to be. I had an interest in retail and ended up at Nemacolin Woodlands for 8.5 years. I was in retail for the hotel itself and the spa. And one day the owner looked at me and said, I think you'll make a great spa director. And I said, no, I don't. I know nothing about spas. And she said, no, let's make a deal. Shake my hand right now. You be a spa director for me for 365 days. At the end of that, if you don't like it, you can go back into retail because we're going to build about 10 different retail shops. And I would be the buyer for all of them. So I was real excited, started learning about the business. A year later, she walks into the resort and she said, hey, so what are you going to do? I said, what are you talking about? She said, it's 365 days. Do you want to stay as a spa director? I did. And I was with her for 8.5 years. We did a lot of amazing things at that spa. We were rated the top 10 spas for over 8.5 years by Condé Nast. We did a lot of amazing things, but then I really, in my heart, wanted to open spas across the country. So I ended up at the Arizona Biltmore, opened that, worked for a family that owned it, went on to Caesar's Palace, Turnberry Owl. I did about 13 different properties from scratch. And the great thing about my career is I've been in it 30 years. So I've seen the spa industry evolve. So I remember back in the late 80s, that tells you how long ago it was, there was 25 spas in the country. There was La Costa, there was Greenbrier, Homestead, all the old amazing resorts. They were all destination spas. And then in the 90s, iSpa came, the International Spa Association came on, and they started doing research about the spa industry. And the interesting thing was, in the early 90s, it was 1993, they predicted that spas would become the hospital, the future hospital of the world. And I remember thinking, how would that work? What would that look like? Fast forward in 2008, I did the first spa with integrative medicine, Oriental medicine. And at that time, it really wasn't embraced. And then I ended up being here at the Carillon as VP. And I have to tell you, it's been the highlight of my career. I've had so much opportunity to grow and to add so many amazing things, which we'll talk about later, but the touchless wellness technology, which I started being involved with a year ago, and who knew the pandemic would happen? Who knew that we would be in a situation where people are reluctant to, not to say people aren't coming to the spa, because all the ladies know we have spa customers coming to us and guests coming to us, but who knew it was going to be in a situation where people were less reluctant to go to the spa. So I've had a great career and I love the industry and I love all the girls that are on this. I know each one of them, and I appreciate having them all in my life.
Well, thank you so much, Sammy. I had the pleasure to actually work with you. I don't know if you remember at the Lowe's, right when I started my career. So it was like very inspiring to like work with you and learn from you when we were there. Yeah. But I wanted to take a moment before we start to thank my dear friend, Wendy Kalergis. I want to be you when I grow up. But I really wanted to thank you for putting the community together. You've been doing an amazing job behind the scenes, putting different departments in the hospitality industry and helping and supporting all of us during all these trying times. So we want to thank you. It's an honor to follow your lead and then seeing all these beautiful women that we all support each other. So
thank you, Maritza. Sending you all kisses. So let's talk about your team, your employees that are, back at work, and tell us about the COVID-19 guidelines that you're working with to protect your employees and guests as well, and provide them with the spa experience that they so want and so need. We can start with, now I'm going to be nervous, I'm going to forget someone. I'm keeping track now. Agustina.
Okay. So the team at the beginning, I think that they were a little bit scared to come back to work, but like so many guests came in the first 2 weeks, we were like over 50% occupancy. We were doing over 40 treatments per day, and it was like, wow, we are coming back to normal. And we felt safe because we were being responsible with all the measures. So of course we are not opening the wet areas because of the steam. Maybe I think that is one of other questions that we will be sharing. But having the face mask, the social distance, all the cleaning procedures, and of course the guest doesn't have the locker, so they go directly from the reception and doing the wellness form. We remove the shoes so they don't come with the shoes from the street, and they go and change directly to the room. Then we sanitize everything like if it was a surgery room after each guest, for the previous guest, for the next guest, and also for them. So it is like we are taking care very good. We are, for example, giving them, that we didn't used to do that, I know that some spas do, giving each therapist their own room to work during the day, and if we can, during the week. So like, this is your room, you are responsible. Of course, the supervisors are always supervising that the job is done, but I think that it's something that it's common sense that we want it clean. So it's not anymore like, oh, maybe I do like I clean and I don't, because it's taking care of their own lives. So at the beginning, some of the massage therapists were a little resistant on coming, but when they saw that it was very secure, that they could stay in their room if they wanted, if they didn't have any treatments. So we really tried to make them to feel comfortable. We created an area outside in the terrace that is specifically for the therapists to be outside, So I think that they're happy to come back to work. Then the cases grew a little bit more, so we are not as busy now. So they are like, oh, okay, I want to work more. Now they want to work more.
Yeah, that sounds wonderful. Just how welcoming. Yeah, because everybody was nervous. Everybody was nervous. I was nervous to go to the drugstore. I remember. You know, but we've come a long way, right? I think we have.
Even in the
Chauncey.
like things change, that they now have like their individual meals, or they can just choose to have their meals outside in that specific area, or in their own, not in the rooms really. It wouldn't be a very good idea in the rooms. They don't want to eat in the rooms anyway, but they have the choice in the cafeteria, and the HR also created these spaces for the employees to be safe and comfortable.
It's wonderful.
Thank
Chauncey.
you.
My team was exhilarated to come back, and we have, you know, it's been a progression, because our salon opened first for nail services and hair services, and then we brought back our massage therapists and our estheticians. And as far as all of the new guidelines, as soon as you come into the spa, we check your temperature, we keep a log daily, and the guest does know they are to wear their mask. They only need to arrive about 5 minutes early, because the locker rooms are not in use except to use the restroom. They do also change in the rooms, so the relaxation area is not utilized very much. We are offering bottled water and two different types of individual trail mix snacks, like fruits and nuts. But again, you know, our tea bar is gone, our fresh fruit is gone, our other snacks. So those are limited, but we do have a little to offer. And we have a machine at the front desk that sanitizes every pen. We wipe down and spray everything. The rooms are completely sanitized after each use. And we also created a welcoming hand ritual for each guest that comes in. As soon as they arrive, I have little compressed towels. They look like tablets, and when you put them in warm water, they expand. But within the warm water, we've added eucalyptus, tea tree, and lavender. So when they come in, their hands are sanitized before they enter into the spa, which is something that was created out of the pandemic, just so we know that their hands are clean. So, but yeah, I mean, we haven't brought back our entire staff yet, but they are all ready to come back. And we're very fortunate. I mean, ladies that have worked here before, you know, the majority of our clientele are local. So we don't rely just on the tourist. So we are very fortunate that way. We're averaging anywhere from 35 to 50 appointments on our busy days. So very, very fortunate and very lucky.
Thank you so much. Are we saying your name correctly?
Shaughnessy.
Shaughnessy. Okay.
It sounds like SH, but it's spelled CH.
Okay, so Shaughnessy. Okay.
Got it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Maritza. Vivian.
Hello. So obviously, all of my locations, specifically the Well, which is my largest client, has obviously done very similar. The lockers are closed. People go straight to the room, mask wearing at all times. But what is something really that I've been championing since 2016 is like employee wellness. So it's going beyond all the measures and crossing all the T's and dotting all the I's. So we have mental support groups for the therapists. They have access on a weekly basis. We create a lot of digital content for them. So they have access to yoga classes, to weight training. They can do a Q&A with our functional medicine doctor, or have access to a health coach on how to improve their diet, which obviously what we eat is directly intertwined with our first line of defense, which is our immune system. So we've taken a very holistic wellness approach to ensure that we are really treating our staff as a whole, because obviously the happier and healthier they are, the best it is for the guest that's coming into our spas.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that, Vivian, because it's we focus so much on the guests and the experience and the hotel and how we present everything, and the number one priority for us as leaders and the spa is our team, how they feel, how they react, and how we support them, you know, physically and mentally. And right now, you know, and a question with that is, with the social distancing, for those that they have like 5 or 6 rooms, how do you keep them in the back room and the employees room? How do you keep them separated, protected? You want to share?
Is that to anybody? We're staggering the lunch breaks. You know, we've set up the break rooms to be distanced, so there aren't as many chairs. We've spaced out tables where possible, but it is definitely another element that you have to consider in your scheduling, so that you don't have too many people scheduled at one time and too many people scheduled for breaks. And speaking to the staff and their confidence, I found that was a big key welcoming point for them, to know that all these considerations had been put in place for them before they returned, just like the considerations that we make for the guests, and that we enforce them consistently and hold the guests to the same standards that we do them. You know, so we're temperature checking our employees, but we're temperature checking our guests as well. And, you know, we require the employees to wear masks, and we require the guests to wear masks, so that it's consistent across the board, that we're protecting everybody, and that we're enforcing that in the break room. And we all know the break room is probably one of the most vulnerable spots where, you know, we do have to be sticklers. And I periodically through the day have employees come in the office and have to say, wait, one of you at a time. Like, you can't all come in at the same time anymore. You know, we have to set the tone if we want our guests to understand and abide and respect the distancing. We have to lead that example.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Charlotte.
So Tammy, tell us about your employees and your guests and everything going on.
Well, very similar to what the other ladies are talking about, whether you're a hotel guest, I mean, not hotel because we're not open yet, but whether you're a resident or you're a day guest or you're a team member, everybody has to be scanned for temperatures. We have automatic scanners in every tower of our hotel. You know, the thing is, to be honest, for everyone, it's very uncomfortable. It was very uncomfortable to start. But to Vivian's point, one of the things that we did do at the Carillon to promote, not just with our team members, but with the local community, is Carillon Conversations. And we have a variety of different doctors. Dr. Pataki, she's a therapist, so she talked about, you know, what's happening in the home. A lot of people were furloughed. A lot of people were dealing with being furloughed and then coming back. So she talked about how to ease back into your workplace. We had Dr. Fleming, who's an executive coach. She had topics to help people. You know, I know even some of the ladies I've spoken to today, or I'm speaking to today, our lives sort of stopped, and people started looking at their lives and saying, you know, what am I doing? You know, a lot of people were questioning their lives, because we went from this treadmill of running, as well as our team members. So for instance, Dr. Martin talked about integrative medicine and why it's important. Why is preventative medicine a great thing for you to focus on your own personal health? So with Carillon Conversations, I think we did 2 things: supporting our team members, but also supporting the local community and helping everyone through a very difficult and uncomfortable time.
Yeah,
Thank
it's
you so much, Tammy.
difficult for everyone, right? And then you get through that first hurdle and it just gets easier. And I think the more, yeah, it's interesting times for all. Elena.
Lena.
So for us, it's been very similar to the others. And as you know, for one hotel's environmental and sustainability has always been very important. So during all this, when we are reopening our hotels with South Beach and Brooklyn Bridge, and then the other ones, joining us later on, our hotel has actually dedicated a position for Director of Environmental Health and Safety. So this is something that they keep us in check, not just with the spa, but through all the hotel, making sure all the chemicals that we're using, that the staff is familiar with. So the staff has to take certifications. In the spa, we use some of the supplies that majority of the spas use. So all the staff has been certified for it. As well, for our hotel and local guests, we have a thermal camera at the lobby when you enter the hotel. So that is scanning the temperature, and for the hotel guests sign the waiver, and the same waiver we have in the spa for the local guest. If somebody is joining us for a day, they would be signing that as well. And in terms of cleanliness in the spa, and all the ladies, we know that the spas, this has always been our standard practice. Spas have always been cleaning, after each guest, sanitizing, and I think now is like just taking it up a notch. So a lot of spas have added an additional time so if your service is 50 minutes and you block a therapist for an hour, a lot of spas are adding an additional 15 minutes just to make sure that the sanitization is more thorough. And in my spa, since we have 12 treatment rooms and we haven't recalled all of our staff, so we are fortunate enough to have, especially during the week, less therapists on, and then we alternate with more treatment rooms. So that way they can go back to back, but then we ensure if they use 3 treatment rooms for 3 guests, then they get an extra half an hour to go down and sanitize those rooms deeper than the usual protocols.
Wow, that's awesome. Thank you so much all for sharing those little tips that, in a way it's helping each other and give us ideas of how can we continue operating.
So Maritza, your turn. Question 3.
Okay, so ladies, can you share any unique things that you are doing to maintain the luxurious experience, with your clients to come, with the expectation of not having that luxury amenities? Do you have any typical thing that you are focusing? So how are you changing the conversation so people are not afraid to come and see you? Agustina?
Sure. Well, so in a way, as Vivian was saying before, like she's doing with therapists, with meditations and yoga. And in that same sense, like that took me to think, we are doing that always. Like many things that I feel that some people are taking care now, and I feel it's great that COVID was a great opportunity to start to think on some things. We had it like our normal. Like for us, it's always important that our massage therapists are always sharing the meditations and the yoga practices with the guests, so that the guests see that the same person that is doing the massage was just meditating or working on their bodies. So that our yoga room is the only area that our guests and therapists share. And I think it's like showing that our mission of raising human consciousness and saying we are all one is true. We are all one. Then they divide and each one does what they have to do. So the same thing is regarding the standards and the little details that we like to surprise our guests. So even though some things were removed, we still think, okay, what will be the best way for the guests to come and feel comfortable with us? So they come to do the check-in, and we have singing bowls, we have these triangles to clean the energy of the guests while they are filling the form. We give the water and we go with some Palo Santo around. So we already try that the person, as they arrive, they're not thinking like if they have to have the mask, if someone is coming, we are already creating this sense of tranquility, calmness, and healing. So basically is that. And then of course explaining that we do that before, really. But if someone is walking and we didn't have the chance to explain before that they cannot use the locker rooms, and we explain, okay, you leave the shoes, we give you the slippers, you will have to change in the room, and we do a small explanation. But of course, trying to not to talk too much about that, but yes, making clear that there are safety measures that will make them feel comfortable. So we also sell these sanitizers that are amazing, that they don't leave the alcohol smell in your hands. So the idea is to lead them through the whole experience, awakening their senses and making them feel calm. So basically it's that.
Thank you so much, Agustina.
One little more thing, as we don't have the wet areas, we do compensate by giving the yoga practice that is open to the public now, well, open to the guests that are having treatments with us, and we include the meditation and the beach path. So they don't have the wet spa, but they have a whole other experience that they can enjoy besides the treatment.
Got it. Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing, Agustina. Chanasi?
I want to go to Augustina's place. Sound bowls are one of
Cleansing.
Yeah.
my front desk. So that is beautiful. Our welcoming hand ritual that we've created with the warm towel and the scent of the essential oils as soon as they come in. We are offering Prosecco as well as soon as they come in. And I think because we're steady, but we're not, the therapists aren't booked back to back. So they have a little bit of extra time to actually spend with the guest after the services. They have that extra 5 minutes to talk to them and listen to them and make the right suggestions without being in a hurry to pick up the next guest. So I think that is one of the ways that we're able to spend a little bit more time with them.
And I just want to add something through all this, is even our guests are more empathetic than normal. Like it's that bond on both ends. And
yeah,
because she said therapists have extra time because we're not as busy as in a normal usual times. And then they have that extra time to bond. And the guests have been very understanding, even in terms, like Agustina said, as long as you communicate information with them and they know that, you know, our facilities are not closed because we want to close them. Unfortunately, they're closed because that's the mandate for now, and it's for everybody's safety.
Yeah, I think this time has changed our pace for all of us, the way that we used to operate. Thank you so much for sharing, Chauncey. Vivian.
So we, again, because it's most of my new facilities are really integrated with functional medicine and physical therapy, we created new protocols, really based on Thai massage and shiatsu. So the guest does have the opportunity to wear a Thai pajama and kind of put a barrier in between the hands and the guest. They feel a little bit more comfortable, especially in areas like New York that were hard hit by the virus. We've also created a lot of protocols that center around lymphatic drainage and working with a doctor specialist from Canada. Obviously, our lymphatic drainage, again, our lymphatic system is connected to our immune system. So really trying to focus on treatments that will help people's immune system become stronger and offer a very deep therapeutic value. I mean, we do have rituals to cleanse the hands and to cleanse the feet, but we're taking a really functional medicine approach, which the therapists have also enjoyed to learn these new modalities and to become more advanced in the techniques that they use.
Wow, this is beautiful. Thank you so much, Vivian. And Charlotte.
We actually haven't opened our spa yet, but, you know, I'm looking at luxury, you know, going back to basics as anticipating the needs and really looking at everything through the eyes of what will bring peace and comfort to the guest. And, you know, anything that we can do as a safety measure to have them be able to unwind and relax, giving, you know, that basic experience that we all seek from spas that somehow has been turned on its head. So some of the things that we're changing in our rooms, we've got plexi shields that can be attached to all the massage tables. Some guests will opt to use it, some won't. Some coverings for the tables and face cradles that are easier to disinfect. So just looking at raising those standards to the highest that we possibly can. Again, not wanting to have it be so clinical for the guest, but more the opposite. We want our guests to walk in and go, they've thought of everything. I don't have to have this anxiety be about safety and security. It's all taken care of.
Awesome. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Tammy?
Just like a few people have already mentioned, beyond temperature, how we make our guests feel comfortable is knowing that we are doing, it's called electric static sprayer that sanitizes all areas. So that sanitization lasts for 24 hours. So we really do spend more time on the phones today than we ever did, because people have a lot more questions about how you are disinfecting and sanitizing, what are our processes. So it's very similar to you know, engaging at the front desk of the spa, greeting the guests, sanitizing, offering sanitization for their hands. We do all our intake forms, our treatment intake forms. Those are processed at the time of them booking their service. So we're virtually paperless. And when we greet our guests, we now escort them, because we're on 2 floors. When you enter the spots on the 4th floor. So we now walk you from the desk down to the relaxation lounge and introduce you to the therapist. And then the therapist reviews the treatment, the name of the guest, greets the guest, and then escorts them into the room. As Charlotte said, we don't have the shields on the desk, but our estheticians do wear shields and masks, wear gloves, and wear aprons that the aprons are sanitized in between each treatment. We're lucky because we have 24 treatment rooms. So we have 24 therapists, but we brought back 14 of them. And so we're able to, you know, do a larger volume than most spas because how large we are. But I think the real truth of the matter is people just want to know that there's a process in place and that you're making sure that they're going to be safe. So I think, you know, from communicating pre-appointment to greeting them, to the therapist, again, encouraging them and talking to them and listening to their anxiety about coming back, because everybody wants to come back. I mean, I love massage. I can't imagine living without getting a massage, but some people that are nervous about it, we were fortunate, and I'll talk later about it, but we added a whole segment, 10 different treatments that are called wellness, touchless wellness technology, which if we do have somebody who has anxiety, we're able to allow them some type of wellness. It might not be a touch, but it's a touchless wellness, and it's a great experience. It definitely has changed how people look at spas. And I think us being able to offer, the Caroline being able to offer another option of wellness, I think that's really helped. And we're seeing a lot more traffic of people wanting to try those touchless experiences.
And I just want to add something also, that we are reopening our spas now. When we talk about the value, the question is like, how do you provide that luxury experience without amenities? Is because we are in our slow season. So this is usually the time when we offer reduced pricing as well. We're working with, launching hopefully Miami Spa Month, maybe mid this month. So I think people are more forgiving or expecting less if they're paying lower pricing, as long as you provide them some kind of value in addition to the treatment. So I think with Florida, just the time that, we're reopening.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Alina, for that. That's a really good point. Do you want to go ahead, Wendy?
Thank you. So I think we touched a little bit about technology. But share with us I know Tammy has a presentation for us on the new technology that's being introduced in the spas. What kind of innovative tools have you put in place to address the current climate of the spa business? Do you want to start, Tammy, with the presentation?
Sure. I think you have the slides. So, for instance, this is some of our technology that we've added, but the Prism Light Pod, that has actually 6 different options. It can be muscle recovery, it could be weight management, it could be detoxing. So mostly all the equipment that you're looking at, we actually have 10 different experiences, but most of them do deal with muscle recovery, detox. Really, the one on the bottom left where the lady's laying on the bed that's lit up, that is actually, by a lot of people know Sammy Greeny, but Greeny gave us the Spa Wave, and that is a water pillow top. It's heated, so it feels very relaxing, and it takes you to a beta sleep in 10 minutes. The light stem is great for the skin. It's great for reducing pain, joint pain. So that's an amazing option for people to do, especially if people have any kind of chronic pain. It is also great for the skin and anti-aging. Above that, we received the Halo. It's the new infrared sauna that actually has the salt, Himalayan salt coming out of it. So it is, we can operate this because it's a one-person experience. And then to the top corner, Vibrogenics is another that is both for weight management or pain management. Again, it's sound therapy, it's vibrational. And then Dermalux is again for anti-aging. And it's an amazing experience. There's other things that aren't on there. Rasha is another experience that we have. And you're laying on a table, but you have headsets on. And the interesting thing is it brings your brain, your right and left brain, to a balance. It calms you, it soothes you. And as we all know, anxiety is a huge issue in people's lives today, and they're looking for a release. So on the next page, we also have medical wellness technology. So anti-aging on the top left-hand corner, the company is called Venus Concepts. So they do deal any way with anti-aging. And then also for those who weren't able to work out and put on a couple pounds during the pandemic, they also have a fat reduction treatment that we're offering, and people are really enjoying it. So we have a lot more to come here at the Carillon when it comes to the touchless wellness technology. And I'm sure I'll have all the girls over to see it and try it. And also you, Wendy, you got to come over. We talked about this before.
Yes, definitely. We have to we have to go to you. First, we're going to go to the Billmore to get a Prosecco, and then we'll come into you.
I'm right. She can bring it with her. She can bring a few bottles.
So the next question, I know that Alina has to leave, but I really would like for her to share. And this is something that I'm super excited and proud to see. As we move through these challenging times, has this brought the spa community closer together to collaboration and support? And if you can share some examples. And I have the opportunity to work and see Alina shine through the whole process. I can't believe it's 4 years already at the One Hotel. And I would like for you to share what you are doing and all the stuff that you're putting together for this beautiful community.
No, thank you. Yes, definitely. I believe this is, through this challenging time, this is when our community spa, wellness internationally, we all came together. We don't look at each other as a competition anymore. We all have the same message and goal to deliver. As I mentioned, we launched recently a Southeast Spa Wellness Association, which encompasses of 17 states in the Southeastern region. And Tammy sits as our president of education portion of it, and then we work very closely with all the other association, with the ISPA, with the Florida Spa Association, and some of the other institutions. So we've all come together with one goal in mind, to provide that support, to provide that latest and the greatest data and resources for our spas, because not all of us are, you know, fortunate enough to be involved into it day to day. So that's something that we have provided various between different associations, different seminars on different topics. We kept community close, our vendors and the spa directors, because when we were furloughed, we all had that extra time and wanted to be in touch. With the C-Spa, we have sent some, we call them essential beauty boxes, because during the time of staying at home, we figure out as a spa directors, we get a lot of products to try, and a lot of time you have so much and you're so busy that you don't have that time. So we partner up with our vendor partners and sent actually to their houses, like big boxes of beauty products, because everybody had that extra time. So on PPE support with vendors, like Boca Terry is actually speaking in one of our upcoming webinars on August 6th. And we also have a session on touchless experiences. So there has been so much. And in addition to providing just operational support, we have done and partnered up with Tammy and some of her partners that she works at the hotel. And we had like different sessions on how to deal with anxiety, grief, as well as the immune system. So it's been a lot of happening in the last 4 months, and we are continuing to do so, and just building this community as the stronger, because we see us as one, not as a competition.
I love that you're sharing that, Alina, and it's so beautiful because, for the people who are watching us, we're not seeing all the people, the members that are in this call, but it will be amazing. I've been seeing your work. I've been participating and joining all your webinars and teaching us so many. But one point that I really wanted to mention is the mentorship. I mean, we all started as a massage therapists, as estheticians, as a yoga instructor, nutritionist. And like us, we have a new generation coming. They don't find the support. And I feel like what you're doing with Liliana is amazing. So if you would like to put the link of how to participate or being a member of the association in the chat, so people, they can come and join, and maybe we can send it afterwards, Wendy. And, I think participating in the webinars, educating yourself, and again, bringing the support to the community, I really, I'm like, thank you so much. Somebody had to do it, and she's a mom and is busy, and I don't know how you do it, all of it, but good for do all of that.
And I have an idea for all of you. This is something I've just been thinking about listening to all of you, is we should put together at the right time a complimentary spa treatment for our emergency responders.
Yes, definitely. The email that I sent yesterday, we're more than welcome to facilitate either facial at home with the home ingredients, or we can, all of us here, we have a great relationship with our vendor partners. We can definitely pull.
Yeah, I think when it settles down more, obviously when, the virus goes away, disappears, we'll work together on that. I think this has been very inspiring. Maritza, I have a pop-up question that I've been asking some of my webinars. So, but do you have anything you'd like to add, or do we have time for? So we're almost at 12.
I don't know. Let's see here. Hold on. This This is what happened in the pandemic time. I lost my vision. So do you guys want to share like what has changed or is evolving in your world during these pandemic times?
I can share. I mean, at least for me, because 80% of my work is development and design. And, as much as I've been trying to think, okay, this is going to pass quite quickly, all of my new developments are taking COVID into consideration as to preparing the facilities for ease in case COVID continues or there's a new pandemic. Actually, we have a big project that's coming in Miami in the next 2 years, and we're really designing for the virus to have that option and to be prepared. Just, it makes our industry more resilient.
Yeah.
That's really the big change that I've seen.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing. And I was wondering if with that comes a little bit of a insurance protection for all of us at the same time, because, this is one of the things that people are like, wait, what do you mean? I've been paying insurance for so many years and this is not covering,
And now in the force majeure, you know how it says acts of God, I've added pandemic.
Yeah.
to all
Just in case.
And I just have a question just for all of you, because it's coming up in the last couple of weeks where we are seeing a lot of our hotels doing self-testing their employees at the hotels. Are any of you doing that?
Not at the hotel, like we do have
Right.
the temperature test, but we do send them to the fast care. I don't know if to take the test to be able to come to work. Yes.
Yeah, we're looking at that to be able to offer. We're meeting with a company that has been well received to offer testing at the hotels, which I think would be interesting.
Wendy, and I wanted to share regarding the previous question about the spa community, that I think I feel you were talking about the spa community on directors and people that work in the spa area, that as you said before, like Kristen was my face or the face of the spa for that. Now we have Geraldine Sanchez, that she's amazing. She was also working at Billmore. And I feel I need to take care of the spa community, but the users. So, because they are also part of the spa community, you know? So what I have been doing in the COVID is giving the Twin Hearts meditation daily. And during the lockdown, what I was doing is doing it by Zoom, and we always offer that meditation that is open to the public and it's for free. Like you can be a guest or you can be just walking by. If you want to come to meditate, it's at 3 p.m. Every day. So when the lockdown started, people were like, what's going to happen with the meditation? They were so used to come some once a week, some are coming every day. So I started to do the Zoom, and now that we reopened, I do it simultaneously. So for those that dare to come live, I have the people live doing the meditation, and those that are not there yet, I have the computer in front, and we do a simultaneous service. And that is like a service that the spa does for the community, for the employees, and for the spa itself, because we raise the energy of the spa. Just that.
That sounds fabulous. And I think all of you we're probably getting all of your information, all the things that you're doing, but please feel free to share it with Bahima. We'll really, we'll promote it and everything.
And before we have, I saw one person that just asked a little inspiration. Like some people that are in the hotel industry and they would like to start doing something in the spa industry. Now more than ever, the spa industry is calling a lot of people. What will be your advice to your younger self?
Email me. A lot of people.
What do you say, Vivi?
To email me. I'm looking for a lot of people. I'm recruiting for over 10 spas. So if you are looking to enter the spa industry,
if you can put your email address on the bottom so people can see it, and then just your information. It's a lot of people out there that are looking they're changing careers. They are trying to find their new mission and their new call in life. And I think the message that all of you looking at all of us right now, inspiring a lot of a young crowd to the spa business. Any advice, Charlotte?
Well, I just want to add a couple things. I think there are so many more resources today than there were when all of us were getting started in the industry. I think we're very proud of our industry, talking about that sense of community. iSpa has done a phenomenal job of putting together a reopening toolkit. Yeah. And, we have all kind of united on a local and regional level, but iSpa has done an outstanding job in getting us all together on a national and global level. So there's a lot of resources out there, and I'd be happy to share how you connect to that if you can't find it yourselves. And of course, the Florida Spa Association has been around for over 10 years. Also a very strong resource and has united a lot of us together. And actually, we formed a task force during this time, and we're going to have an in-person meeting of that task force in September at Ocean Reef. So if anybody's interested in wanting to get started in the industry, that could be a good first step as well. But I think we're all really excited to hear that people do want to join, and we're going places. We're a very evolving industry, and we adapt to change quite well. I think this has thrown us on a faster curveball than we've ever done before, but we are adapting and we're ready for it.
Tammy, would you like to share? What would you say to your younger self?
You know, I agree with Charlotte. People today, when I got into the industry, there was no spa classes. There was nobody showing you the way. You had to learn the hard way. But today, like a person like Vivian or someone who wants to come in, I know even in our industry, people change, right? If I was a massage therapist and I've been doing that for a while, sometimes people get burned out. So I've always embraced helping people get to where they want to go in the spa industry. I've mentored probably over 20 people in my career. And I think every one of these women have done the same thing at some time in their life. And I think that's the important part, that people actually have, young people have someone that they can go to, talk to, get direction from. And I think everybody here, and in general, I think the spa industry is a very generous industry, and they care about the growth of our industry. So I think they have lots of resources today.
I know. I can't wait for you to write your book, by the way, Tammy. I think you should do it.
Oh, I could tell stories.
I know. Shaughnessy, you would like to share?
Oh, we all can tell many stories.
Maybe we should collaborate all together.
Yeah.
Collectively, yeah. Well, I mean, working in the spa industry was never at career day. So it just kind of, I mean, with all, it's just kind of a path that we fell into and grew very passionate about it. So that the universe has things mapped out for us as long as we pay attention and we don't force it. So I feel very fortunate and very lucky to have discovered this lifestyle at a young age, and very fortunate to have been able to make a career and be in this industry and know that it's just going to continue to grow, especially when it comes to holistic and wellness living, which people are becoming more and more aware of and educated about, and also their nutrition. So our industry is the future of healthcare and taking care of yourself mentally and physically. So yeah. I would just say to your younger self, stay on that path because you're doing something right.
Yes. We have one question here that says, how can we join the Zoom meditation with Agustina?
Well, you just have to click on my bio in Instagram. That is Agustina Caminos Free Spirit. And because there are other Agustina Caminos, it's a Free Spirit. And you just link on the bio. And now that I am talking, for me, the advice would be everything that you do it with passion and with a genuine interest. So you cannot say, I want to open a spa and go to the nightlife every day, smoke, drink, and do the opposite of what it is. I think that you have to live by the example. So for me, having a spa is having a mission. My spa has a mission to raise human consciousness, and there is where I go. And I think it is successful because I live to do that. So I wake up every morning and do my yoga practice and do my green juices. I do my meditations. And I think that is the best way that you can inspire your team also to not only do a massage, but to have the will to heal. So I think that the most important thing is, what is your mission? Before even thinking of wanting to open a spa, what is my mission? What do I want to give to the world? And if it has to do with healing, if it has to do with inspiring, then see where you can go for opening a spa. And basically it's that.
Thank you so much, Agustina. Vivi?
No, I just want to add that also another point that is great about the spa industry is that it's female-led. And I'm seeing a lot of owners of new developments are also female, which is great to see. As yes. You know, there's nothing wrong with it, but our hospitality industry is fairly male dominated, but wellness and spa.
Not anymore. Not
Not
anymore.
anymore.
No, we have a great group. I think some of you know about the women GMs. We have over 50 women general managers, and we named it WHIP, WHIP. So it could be part of the spa directors, could be part of it, because it's women hoteliers influencing progress.
Yeah.
So that's something that's really, we launched it several months ago and worked with Lotus House and Miami-Dade College to do a training program for housekeepers. So we were able to train the women at Lotus House to become housekeepers, and a lot of our hotels hired them, which is great. So we should talk about working with some of these women charities, you know, and giving them the opportunity to train and work in our spas. I think that would be wonderful. Okay, so everybody close your eyes. I'm going to start with Maritza. If you could go on vacation tomorrow, anywhere in the world, where would you go? Maritza.
Indonesia.
Vivian?
Bali, 100%.
Agustina?
I would stay home tomorrow during this moment.
Charlotte?
I really have to pick one. Let's just go with Italy because it never disappoints.
Shaughnessy?
I would go to Iceland.
Wow, you guys are traveling. Tammy?
I'd go to Rome, Italy. I'm right there with Charlotte.
Did I leave anyone? Did Elena leave already, right?
Yeah, she had to go
Okay.
on this.
Well, that sounds great. I hope you get to go on your vacation. I don't have any tickets or anything for you, but so this was wonderful. I don't know about you, Maritza, but I got very mellow. I kind of feel like I had that.
I know. I
massage.
feel like I want to take a bath now. And
Oh my gosh, you all are amazing, so inspirational, and just thank you so much for really sharing your heart and your soul with us. And you'll be fine. You're going to really be. Everybody's going to be fine, and anything that we can do to help support all of you.
Alina said that she wants to go to Dubai.
Oh wow, great.
So we have a project in Dubai. We are going in the near future, so we go to Dubai.
Well, thank you so much, ladies. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, everybody.
Questions.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for all your knowledge and your love.
Thank you.
It was beautiful sharing with you.